Hi, everyone. I'm just getting set up. Please feel free to say hello. Hi. Hi, Hershey Kisses. Okay, I'll check in a minute. I'm good. Okay, that's done. Okay, what else do I need to do? Let me go over here. Just getting set up, guys. Please feel free to say hello. Talk to me about whatever you want to talk to me about. If you want to talk about spirituality, I can totally answer your questions. Just don't send me questions about your personal life. That would be considered a reading, okay? I love that emoji. So cute. Okay. Let me just now go over there. How do you tap into your intuition? How do you select cards for readings? I just pull them. I just pull them. I wouldn't say anything magical is happening when I pull the cards from the actual deck. How do I tap into my intuition? I feel like at this point it's so natural, I wouldn't even know what to tell you. It's like blinking my eyes. Even in my own life, I really don't have an issue whatsoever making a decision. I just go with what I feel guided to do. I don't really ponder. I mean, yeah, I may think about something, but like it's just so, it's easy at this point. I've been working on my intuition for probably over 20 years. I wouldn't say I was always here. At one point in time, I was not. Oh my goodness, no. I had to call everybody to get their opinion, okay? But now it's easier. Just want to say how your readings on Patreon always hit the spot. Oh, you're a patron. Thank you. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Did you vote on the most recent one? On AI? That will be a fun one. Okay, let me go over. Let me go over here. I worked out today and I did some strength training and I am feeling it. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. We've got Melody for 2. So let's bring forth the messages Melody needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. What is N thinking, wanting, needing from me? Let's get an idea. Okay, I'm probably gonna ask you a question here. So make sure, FYI, if you are, booking a reading, try to be present for them. Also, heads up, if I'm ever going live, you can totally send the payment. I should have thought about that. People who want to get in line first, you can totally send payment ahead of time, okay? Just so that we can get this thing, going, because I do like to cater to as much people as possible. These live readings are actually my way of giving back, okay? Let me just go over here. Been loving the 18 plus. Oh, yeah? Yeah, I like doing it 18 plus. I really do as well. They're fun. They're fun. More thinking, wanting, needing. Okay, so I have a question. With respect to this person, have you, I know what's going on. I know your situation. Have you communicated or are you still ignoring? Because that's going to be really imperative to know based upon what I'm seeing here. Have you responded? I think last you said you have not responded. Are you still no contact? Please answer quickly if you can. No, I'm still ignoring. Okay. I see that here. So this person, what I can tell you, I don't know that I'm going to tell you, be able to tell you what they need, but I can tell you about what they're thinking about. And there's a lot of thinking. This is not so much feeling. This is thinking. So now I feel like this person is trying to strategize, okay? They're getting the idea from the ignoring that they got to do something a little bigger. I am hearing like pull the rabbit out of the hat, like impress, do something different. They're currently trying to strategically figure out a way to get your attention. I feel like they should leave you alone because I feel like whatever they decide to do may actually irritate you more, okay? But they're trying to figure out a way to come at you. And I don't know like what exactly it will look like. I don't know if it's something written. I don't know, but it's like I'm trying, if I'm them, to figure out what would you need or what would you react to. Got to do something different, maybe even take a little bit of a leap of faith. Could this person technically find you if they wanted to in person? Could they find you in person if they wanted to? I'm just curious because this could be kind of like going on in their head. And I feel like you would not be happy about it. They also are feeling like they've probably lost you. So there's a bit of two things happening here. They feel like they have to do something amazing, but then they're juggling that between maybe they should give it a rest. Maybe they should give it more time and see if something unfolds, by giving you space. There's this two, they know where you live. Okay, well, this is kind of what I'm saying here. They're still very much interested in like proposing, like offering a love offering, or coming towards you, giving you something new or giving you an offer of some kind. But you really have like thrown them for a loop this time because like this is unknown territory to them. And it may not be in general, but it may be around you. Unknown territory with you because this is not how you usually behave. So I'm getting two things. A lot of thinking. Not so much feeling. I mean, maybe they feel like they've, lost you. But what can I do to impress this person? What would it take? But then I'm also like flittering between also, should I give it more time? Maybe it just needs more time. Okay, underneath it all, they don't really like what you're doing, okay? They actually do to some degree, maybe not, percentage-wise, 20%. They may also feel or suspect that you're trying to play a game with them. But who cares? Who cares? You do you, So there's a lot going on with this person. But they also, in the same breath, don't want to do anything to piss you off. And I do feel like they need, like, if I'm kind of like, if they ever came to me, I would say give her more space. Don't do whatever you're planning because it might irritate her more. I feel like you need space right now. I don't think you need more grand displays. I think you need space. It's just that energy of like, okay, I just need space right now because I just don't know what I feel or how I feel, and I just need more time. That's what I feel like. But it's still very on their mind to propose something to you. They want to talk to you. They want to offer you something. It's just the not knowing what to do. This is uncharted territory. And again, a little shocked by your behavior. Okay. What is your second question? Okay. I just want to I'm going down the list, just letting you know Garima's next. What does his brother C think about me? Been talking to him a lot about me, and I've met him before in passing. Sorry, have you've been talking to him a lot? Can you clarify that? There was like, you know, by the way, when you write on PayPal, it doesn't accept like that and, you know, that and symbol. So like it will put all these weird like digits, you know? It's kind of strange. Have you been talking to see, like, clarify that for me? No, the guy has been talking to his brother about me a lot. Okay, got it. Got it, got it. What does his brother C think about Melody? Thoughts and opinions. Okay, the thoughts and opinions are not the greatest. They may not be the greatest. Hold on. But you can't blame this guy because I feel like it's based upon what he's saying. Now, most people, if they're smart, will take whatever but somebody's saying to them with a grain of salt because there's always their truth, the other person's truth, and the truth, right? There's always three sides. So just to be fair, I feel like it's based upon like what this guy's telling him. So your person seems a little distraught, more than a bit distraught. Okay, I understand you haven't talked to his brother. More than a bit distraught. You're kind of having him on pause. You're taking too long. It's driving his brother crazy. The guy I'm talking about. And I would say here, what I can pick up is I am hearing, you know, forget her. She's playing games. And it's literally not worth your time, your energy. But I can't blame this person because A, it's the brother. So it's family. So I'm sure he's going to take his brother's side. But it could also be centered around the ignoring. See that here? You're taking too long to respond. This is causing this person a lot of anxiety or anxiousness or like a lot of thoughts that are, they're hyperactive, okay? 9 of Swords is overreacting, okay? There could be a little bit of like woman bashing, okay? You know, that's how like, you know, that kind of woman, this kind of woman, I'm hearing that like, you know, she's about herself. She's probably selfish, these kind of things, or maybe even over emotional. I do feel like with the Justice card, he's trying to get his brother to kind of like weigh out things, you know, look at the pros or the cons, or just literally with the Justice, you know, trying to talk him into some sense, okay? But he's following a particular belief system with the Hierophant. So I don't know what his belief system is, but it could be very different from what the truth is, okay? When I say belief system, this could be like how somebody would talk to somebody if they heard this scenario, not really getting the details. So just like what I said, you know, could be some woman bashing, but it could also be what they consider is right and wrong, and everyone's right and wrong is going to be different from each other. Okay. Hold on. They're trying to get me to pull a card from a deck that I don't see in front of me, which is really weird. Where the hell would it be? That is really weird. Where is the deck? There's a deck that they want me to pull a card from, and it's not in front of me. Oh, it's right here, off to the side. That scared me. They want me to pull a card from this deck for some reason. Let's get one. We've got lights on, but no one's home, okay? This is very much centered around the ignoring. And I was gonna actually say before I drew this card that with this, again, with the Queen of Pentacles here, this is very centered around your communication with the Page of Swords, how long you're taking with the Queen of Pentacles. Again, lights on, but no one's home. Like, this is very centered, the communication that this N guy is talking to his brother about. It's about your taking too long. You've been kind of MIA. It's very centered around this. So I don't blame the brother. I think he's being selective. Me personally, I don't care who you are. I get a good idea of what's going on, and even if I love you to death, I know if you're kind of like over embellishing or lying, or I can know your personality, and I tend to not really do that. I don't take sides just because I know you longer. So, but this guy is different. He's gonna take his brother's side, but he's getting frustrated about the talk around you taking too long to respond. But his idea of you, his opinion of you is centered around that action, that lack of action. Okay, get over it. You know, like, there could be even talking about trying to get him to like also think about like, so what if she even comes back? You're gonna really take that kind of thing? You're gonna really take that? Well, you're gonna be all of a sudden like giving her the time of day? So really, you should just move on. So yeah, it's not really the greatest, but at the same time, let's keep like an open mind, because I don't blame the brother. He's being selective, and he's taking his brother's side. So yeah, that's kind of what he thinks. And yeah, I know it may not sound the nicest, you know, but yeah, that's what I'm getting. Sorry. Okay, let me move on. Okay, Garma. Let's bring forth the messages she needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Guys, in the meantime, if you want to say hello or ask any kind of question about spirituality, ascension, whatever, like, ask it. Just don't make it personal, because that would be considered a paid reading, okay? Hi, I want to know when will my health improve, so I want to get back to work and normal life. Okay, but I got to be careful with that. I can give you the energy around it, but I'm not going to be doing any kind of diagnoses. You do need to contact your health provider, okay? But I'll just get an overall vitality, energetic, you know, your etheric, energetic. We'll look at that, okay? Do not ask me any health questions, guys, or legal questions, okay? And don't be surprised if I start asking other questions, because there may be actually another message here that's coming out that has maybe nothing to do with health. Just curious, because there is some things here. What? You're very worried. You're very worried. Okay, Ray, I saw you. Payment for 2. I've noted it. You're welcome. Hi, Mercedes. You're very worried. Okay, listen, Garma, I can't help what's coming out, but your spread doesn't really want me to talk to you about your health. They want me to talk about your focus. You seem very worried about life right now, like in the sense of like, where this new path or a new path, when is a new path going to open up? You want change. You want something new. And I feel like there's a stall on it. It's like energetically, you don't know how to go about getting it, but you also may feel like there's no way out. There's something about a way out, wanting a way out. And it's interesting with the High Priestess because I feel like you see it, you feel it, but it's not manifesting in your reality. Hi, Jess. It's not manifesting in your reality. That's the difficult thing. And I just feel like, here we have the workplace, and I feel like there's a lot of issues around work. Like it's not coming together in the way that you want it to, or maybe this is like even your perspective on the workplace, who you work with, what you're doing. There's a lot of confusion about life, but also workplace. What am I supposed to do? Or when is this going to progress? Do you feel like there's also a ton of enemies in the workplace? Because I feel like, I don't know, I don't feel supported. If I'm you, I don't feel supported in work. I just don't feel supported in work. And this could be what's making you feel like crap, honestly. Not that I'm diagnosing you. I'm just saying I would tell this to anybody because this is not a great feeling, I feel like there's a lack of support around you, whether that's family, friends, but it's like there's something about the direction. I'm having a hard time in direction. Like this, what direction do I move in? What do I do? How can I? You don't even feel like you know how to navigate this very well. Where's Garima? When you hear whispers, are these spirits trying to communicate with you? I mean, nobody's going to really know. Why don't you ask them what they want? Ask them what they want. I mean, honestly, Jess, it could be a million things. You could be in a particular area where there's like a whole other timeline happening, you're just there at the same time as them in the same space, Hi, Khaled. I got your payment. Okay, you're gonna be after Ray. Don't be afraid of anything, Jess. Just an FY to anybody who's watching and sees that what she wrote. Just don't be afraid of anything. If you hear it, you're supposed to be hearing it. So ask it what it wants. Give me more for Garima. Okay. We've got art exhibition, curated showcase, and curated galley. There's something about your work that I feel like you want to put on display, or maybe it's like he's the only one standing there. It's just my work is not being validated. My work is not being, I don't know, appreciated. Maybe there's also something about showcasing something. Kind of interesting you asked about health, but you also asked about work. This is more about your work that is really causing a lot of frustration within your life. Give me more. Courier, messenger of connections, delivery, information, transition, and gift. You need to, I feel like, are you on the move? I swear Garima is gone. She's not here. I wish she was. You need to, I feel like, explore other avenues, but I also feel like there may be a gift of yours that needs to be expressed. So I'm getting even throat chakra stuff, not that you are blocked, but it reminds me of when you want to express yourself in a certain way, but it's being blocked. Yeah, but it's not, I'm not picking up on your throat chakra. That's kind of what I mean. What do you do about this? I guess is the question, right? What do you do about this? You're going to have to, I feel like, decide and get very clear about, how you react to things. That is the foundation, how you react to things. Not everything in life is going to go accordingly, and not everything in life is going to be happy-go-lucky positivity, but it's how you react to it. And then you'll find once you learn or stabilize or, master how you're reacting to things, it doesn't matter if things go, air quote wrong, because technically it's still going right. So this is nervous system. This is thoughts. I would get or try to do inner work geared around that. I would start exploring other avenues, because your work feels like, to me, not doing it. It's not doing it. Or there may be too many options. Okay, so get clear. But with that hangman, there's definitely a different way you need to be looking at this. Like, look at him, he's upside down. He needs to look at his life, his work, whatever it may be, from a different perspective. He needs to work on that. I would say start getting creative. I don't know also with the art exhibition if this is a little bit of a side message too, that the way that you could maybe channel this frustration out is through art. Hey, some people are like that. They write poems, they paint pictures, they sing, they hum. I don't know, okay? These are all pieces of advice. But at the same time, if you're not doing well, please contact, a professional, okay? This is not going to be something that I feel like can this is entertainment purposes reading. This is not for, diagnoses, okay? All right, I guess Garima has left the building. She'll catch her reading when she gets back. I would love to know who's here. Guys, I wish there was so much more engagement. I love to use these lives, not just as like a place to do readings, but a place to talk. I love it. So I wish you guys would talk, ask questions. Now's your time. If you're curious about something, now's a good time to ask, get another person's perspective on it, right? That's how we gain wisdom, right? Is by talking to each other. Okay, so we have Ray for 2, Khaled, then Su Young. Let's bring forth the messages Ray needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Hi, Chitra. Hope you're well. Wondering if my recent vocal assertion with the company president will affect the raise. I don't even know what that means, but we will ask the cards. Talk to us about Ray's recent vocal assertion with the company president. How that went, or whatever, how he reacted, or the president reacted, and how will it affect the raise that she asked for. Oh my God, these are excellent cards. Like, should I even draw more? Yeah, Garima, just scroll back. Hello, Aurora. So I'm worried it will affect. Listen, before you said anything, I was going to tell you actually that I felt like this kind of, it went pretty well. I mean, there are some things here that make me feel like this president may not want to admit it, but it actually made you look a lot more stronger. I don't even know how to really explain what I'm seeing, because I get it. I think, I think that person was taken aback, but it actually sparked something in them. So it actually made this person have more respect for you, but also gave them the impression that you could handle it based upon how you spoke to them. they won't admit that to you. They're going to still go with the other side where it's like, you know, they're going to play up like having respect and stuff. But you definitely planted a seed. You definitely planted a seed. I don't know that this actually affected anything. It actually sparked something. And I'm going to tell you, I'm curious as to kind of what you said, because whatever you did say planted a seed. So I don't know if you talked about what you didn't like or what you needed change in, but it actually planted a seed. Oh yeah, absolutely. I talk to Mother Gaia. I thank her every time I go into nature. So I put my hand on a tree trunk and I thank her for, you know, allowing me to be in her space. And then what I do is I ask for any kind of heavy energy or dense energy to be transmuted while I'm there and put back into the earth, like disintegrated into the earth and evaporated, okay? So absolutely. And please, you know, whoever's watching, talk to Mother Gaia. She likes it. I told her the previous person supporting her was not professional, so I think the person supporting her should be... Okay, well, whatever you said planted a seed, though. Like, it was considered. It was not like, I feel like I'm looking at you and I'm like, oh, she doesn't know what she's talking about. I'm getting more like, when I hear it, I'm like, you know, maybe she has a point, and I'm going to kind of look at it. I'm going to look into it, something like along those lines. I really don't see whatever you did kind of, I don't see it working against you. I can't say something that I don't feel. I think it made you actually look bold. There, right there is what you did. See that strength card? That's the card of like being bold. It's the card of like confidence. And with the ace of swords, that's like, you know, what you spewed out of your mouth. And you brought mental clarity by doing that. So please don't think it was a mistake. Guys, I want you all to know that nothing is a mistake. Nothing. So Ray here, for example, you know, speaking her mind, that was not a mistake. I don't care what it is. I don't care what she said. It's just not a mistake. This is interesting with the star underneath as well too, because it's like, you sparked something by what you said. Like, this is deeper than you think it is. Look what's in the bottom. You know, it was kind of taken like that. It was kind of like a F you, but it's kind of interesting with the intense shadow work because you sparked something. I had asked her about me applying. I decided not to apply because she had too much hesitation before, but sure about now. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, you do what you feel guided to do, but I don't know. This was a bold move. It kind of was, I feel like if I'm these people, I'm kind of like looking up to you. Even if I may not want to admit it, I'm like, wow, you know, like that's a fire. That's a fire. You know, like that's a fiery person. We need her. But it's interesting with the 10 of Wands because it's kind of interesting what you're saying too about, you know, the hesitation, but with the star underneath, something may have been sparked here. Okay, at the end of the day, Ray, do what you feel guided to do, but I don't know that this necessarily ruined your, I don't think this ruined your chances. I think this was a bold move, and I don't know what you do for a living, but we need more of these people. That's kind of what I'm seeing. This is encouraging. I think she thought I was a pushover before because I kept my cards close to my chest since I just didn't trust anyone, but I no longer, yeah, I don't know. It looks like I need this type of person. That's what I feel. And yes, I'm not saying that she wasn't kind of like slightly offended. And I'm not saying that she's going to, you know, give you any kind of compliments the way I'm doing it, okay? But underneath, it's like respect. This is respect, okay? I feel like there's respect. More respect now. And even King of Pentacles, someone who can get the job done. General messages from Spirit. Okay. I don't think this is going to affect the rays, by the way, as well. What does she need to know? General messages for her, please. I felt like I just heard with the moon. Be careful to judge what's hidden from you. Be careful to judge what's hidden from you. I feel like this is also a message from the previous spread, about the previous spread. Don't judge. Don't even label. Don't even come to any kind of conclusions about what you can't really see clearly, okay? Justice. Don't judge. Oh, that's so funny. Wow, the Strength card again. You're coming into your own. You are becoming an abundant, self-independent, going with one's intuition. You know, this is what's going to set the scene for you. You're growing. You're growing. Expect more of that. I would say you're on a roll right now, Ray. Like I said before, like, why does this have to be a bad thing? You know, why have we in society made this a bad thing? That's speaking our mind. I mean, I don't even consider what you said bad, okay? But why does it have to be that just because she's your boss, you can't speak your mind? I mean, this is the whole reason why I stay out of a 9 to 5, because honestly, I just can't. I just can't. The whole, like, shut my mouth and obey and hell no, absolutely not, okay? Yes, I'm still open, Melody. How do you know what type of starseed you are? That information usually is given to you. I mean, we've been so many, like most people have been so many different types of starseeds. But like, for example, I went to Alba Weinman. I had like a past life regression hypnosis and I saw myself in Lemuria. I didn't even know what Lemuria was. I just heard, like when she was asking me where I was, I said, I just heard Lemuria. And then I said, I don't even know where Lemuria, I never heard of even Lemuria. I don't know what that is. But it's usually given to you. Or you'll have like a high resonance with like a particular type. It's the same reason why we're attracted to a certain place. It can be like that. Like I was very attracted. I've always been attracted to Thailand. Why did I do an astrocartography chart and find out that like my Venus line runs through there or my spiritual line runs through there, that I could basically have a huge awakening there. Like, you know? Yeah, speak your mind, honey. Speak your mind. Hello, Sarah. I'm not staying silent anymore. Don't stay silent anymore, guys. Have faith in yourself. Have faith that this thing that wants to come out of you and be expressed is good. It's right. You don't want to start zipping your mouth. I mean, listen, there's a big difference, you know. Sometimes honestly things are a waste of time and you're just like, eh. But if it really is something you need to get off your chest, just have faith that it's making you feel like that for a reason, but you're growing. You're growing, and there is something about with the Queen of Cups, like your emotions that want to come out with the sun. They want to be broadcasted. They want to be expressed, shared. I will tell you with this Queen of Cups, Ray, you really had a lot of previous issues around that. And I don't know if it came from childhood. I don't know what it, you know, but it's like the emotions. The emotions were always made to feel like they had to kind of remain hidden or in the background, or like, I don't know if I'm even sensing like a poker face. I got to put up a face about me. No, son, this is actually a part of your transformation. The more you express yourself, how you feel, cups, how you feel is actually the more chains you break. Do you have any recommendations on who did your astro? Oh, I honestly just did it online. I didn't even pay for it. I didn't even pay for it. If I had any recommendations, I would, but I don't even know who does that. I never followed anybody online. I just literally put it into a calculator. Yeah, you're on your way, Ray. And through doing this is how you become more stable energetically, but also financially. So something tells me that at this point in your life, or it may make sense to you that it was your whole life, the workplace or how you make money, that was the biggest area of your life where you felt like you could not express yourself. Maybe you were okay in relationships to express yourself, like personal ones, but like workplace. And I'm going to tell you another thing. You know, you keep doing what you do, but they're telling me like, uh, your 9 to 5, your work, it's not really, you know, please be creative. Please do something because the energy needs to flow out of you. It's like ebb and flow. I feel like it needs to kind of move and pass through and in and out. Please find something creative because like your workplace is not going to provide that. It's not going to provide that. But you're well on your way. And listen, I understand we all need validation by booking a reading. That's fine. But I would really not question this anymore. And keep on this roll, okay? So let's say everything works out fine at your job. Express yourself. You know, there's a way to do things. Nobody's saying pick up a table and throw it or, you know, use profanity, but everyone has the right to express themselves. Why we created these boundaries or these barriers, through the workplace is sick. This is like the whole hierarchy, tier system bullshit, you know? Like, not a fan. And I'm hoping that as we move forward in the future, these things can be relaxed because, you know, people need to really stop with this, you know? Guys, like we cannot underestimate expression, whatever that may look like. If it's, you know, your voice, your body, your actions, whatever, like this is how people get ill. This is how people, you know, all of a sudden have a blow up moment out of nowhere. You know, it's like we should never be stuffing, you know, stuffing things. I don't know what you mean by what sign are we on. I'm not doing an astrological reading. These are paid readings. So yeah, general messages for you is you got to keep walking this line. Okay. Keep walking this line. It's very authentic to who you are. I bet you actually felt very free when this happened. It was almost like a bunch of bricks. You know, you probably were very surprised by yourself, but it was probably like a bunch of weight came off of you, energetic weight, like, oh, wow. Like, you know, and it's like, you're going to start to find too that like you get more respect. And then you're going to look back and be like, that's all I had to do. Yeah, it's shocking. People think if they just keep calm and carry on, or in a sense of like, you know, not wanting to rock the boat or look disrespectful, that they'll get more respect. No, it's actually the other way. Look at all the people in the workplace who get respect. They're usually the biggest D-bags, okay? Usually. But what do they have in common? They all tell it like it is. They don't care if it's their boss. They don't care who it is, you know? So that's kind of the advice for you. Absolutely. And I second it. Like, I agree. I agree. Okay, I'm just going to go down the line here. We've got Khaled, then Sue Young, then Melody, and then Empress. Let's bring forth the messages that Khaled needs to hear, not the message he wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to him. What area of his life needs the most attention right now? So when that Seven of Cups flew out, I did hear very loudly that there's a decision that needs to get made. You could be a little cloudy on, but I don't really like jumping cards, so I put it back. And then now look, the card spread is kind of indicating the same thing. You really want to plant a seed elsewhere. You really want to take a bold move in life. You want action, but you also want to take action. There it is. That is exactly why I don't draw jumping cards, because if it's meant to come out, it will come out. That's just personally for me. Okay. You're welcome, Ray. Hi, Empress. Have you encountered fairies, or could someone have been a fairy? Absolutely, you could have been a fairy in a past life. Actually, I actually did a reading on Patreon where that came out. I can't remember which one it was, so don't ask me, but I had that in the reading where I was connecting the people who had chosen that pile to the fairies, or they were able to see them. They're absolutely real. And you totally could have been one. But just know that you could be guided by them. Yes, they may be a part of your family, but fairies can totally sign up as guardians as well too. Just like, you know, elementals can, or like you may have like, I don't know, the gods with you or the goddesses, you know. They do act as protectors, but they can definitely guide certain people. You can kind of assign them. Yeah. So Khaled, I feel like there's this itch to kind of like do something new. I think you want to close behind a door or leave behind a place and go somewhere new. Careful consideration is necessary with this, but it's like you're inching towards it. What area of your life? What would I say about this as far as area of life? It's not like I'm getting like career or anything like that. I mean, it may be connected to career. But it's just like it's environment. It feels like to me it's the environment. You need a change. You want a change. You want to, I feel like, go somewhere new, have a new experience. But settle down and like make some roots. That's kind of what I feel like here. Let's see what more we can get. I really like the questions you're asking me, Jess. I really like it. Yeah, you want to move. You want to elevate with the elevator. You want like something different, but you also want elevation. So that comes with all the good stuff too. I think this is in life period, you know, a better life, but also what comes with elevation, which would be like a better this, a better that, but there is a woman as well too. I feel like you're very, very, very much wanting a wife. You know, it's very romantic, Khaled. It's very romantic. Give me more. Oh, look at that. Guide. You want, this is the whole reason why you're booking the reading, you know? You want progress. You want a direction. I mean, are you kidding me? Out of that whole deck, this is what came out? you look, he's holding a map too. He wants to move. He wants to travel. He wants to go somewhere, lay down roots, but he wants some sort of direction. He doesn't really want to wander in circles. He wants to be pointed in the right direction. And I think for you, you're really in a space where you're like craving that. And I don't know with the guide card if you're wanting more communication with your guides. Like, how is your connection with your guides or your higher self? Maybe that's also what you want elevation with. It's like, tell me what to do. Tell me where to go. Tell me how to get this. Tell me how to get that. I can't believe that guide card came out. Like, seriously, after what I was just saying. I'm really surprised, actually. But I shouldn't be surprised, you know? You want things shaking and moving. You want, like, love. You want everything. Like, just, but you want an exciting time. You're craving, like, excitement. That's what I feel like you're doing. I feel like you're craving excitement. Right now it feels like you're in between worlds, but you feel bored. I think you feel also very bored. That's not easy. But this is very much the direction again. Okay, Tanny, just letting you know. I'm on Khaled. I'm going to Sue Young. Then I'm going to Melody. Then Empress. Then Tanny. How do I even give you any kind of advice? Look at this. Even that was on the bottom. You know, you want to be in the driver's seat. You want to be going. You want to be like steering. You know, you want a new welcome. You want a new welcome. Like a welcome. Like, welcome to this new life. Like, navigator of journey. You want to be in the driver's seat, but I think you may be having a hard time with how things are kind of taking too long. I think this is what's going on. But you want a lot, Khaled. Like, bless your heart. You want a lot. You want the better career. You want love. You want, like, luxury. This is not just one thing with you. I'm not feeling like it's one thing. But you can have it. I am not here to, like, tell you to slow down whatsoever. I'm actually about this. Big dreams. Why not? Why can't we? Why can't you? Absolutely. Now, this was on the bottom as well with the hunter. I think you're totally a hunter. I think you are totally the type to go out and make your life happen. But I feel like I'm being told that what if you need to lay back? Maybe you don't do so well with that, you know? Why don't you let it come to you? Why don't you set the intention, but not really focus too much on how it's going to come about? Because I wonder here with the Seven of Cups, if you're thinking a lot about it, or if it's kind of something that is always in the background. Maybe with this, you need to release it, you know? Let it go. Surrender it. Know that you'll have it. Listen, the best way I like to manifest is effortlessly. I don't like to really be putting any kind of work into my manifestations. I know that a lot of people could disagree with that. I'm just not really about working hard. Like, F that. I'm going to get it with as minimal amount of effort as possible. That's my style. And honestly, it works for me. It does work for me. And it can work for you too. But you, I feel like you're a big dreamer. But you're also a big doer. But I feel like the advice is just to kind of like, you got to kind of lay back, okay? Your desire with the Knight of Pentacles is there. It's like Spirit's very well of it. We're aware of your, you know, the wishes that you want to come true. But with the like the Knight of Pentacles, you've got like, this guy is like Knight of Pentacles. He's a harvester. He will wait like years for his crops, you know, but he's like cool with it, you know. He keeps the faith. He keeps at it. But he's very slow moving, you know, in the sense of like, he's not in a rush. Okay. And just by even him doing that and laying back, he makes it come in quicker. So that's kind of what I'm getting for you. You are going to get exactly what you want, Khaled. I'm telling you, you're going to get exactly what you want. I've always felt divine masculine energy around you. Always. Always felt it. What's the best way to ground yourself from absorbing other people's dense energy? Okay. Biggest thing people don't talk about online is that, you know, all you hear online is high vibration, high vibration. Raise your vibration. This is toxic, okay? We're on Earth, okay? You're gonna go to a grocery store, you're gonna go to your 9 to 5, and you're gonna encounter all kinds of energies, all kinds of people on different timelines. You need to be able to master all dimensions, okay? So what does that look like? Usually people who have, the number one sign to me you haven't mastered all dimensions is when I have a person who's on a journey, on a spiritual journey. They're predominantly in 5D, but they go out into public or crowded spaces, and then all of a sudden they're hyperventilating. They're getting anxiety, they're getting angry, they're being triggered by anything. That's when I know, okay, you haven't mastered all dimensions. You have to be able to exist in those other dimensions and be totally okay. How you get there, I wouldn't say, you know, I can't recommend rituals. I don't do rituals. I mean, you can go into nature if you want, but you have to, I feel like, while being there, learn how to detach yourself. Kind of be, if you will, on the outside of the fishbowl, okay? Energetically remove yourself while your physical body is still there. This comes with time. So if you're asking me this because you're struggling with it, just know you're gonna get there. You're gonna get there. I'm living proof of that. I used to avoid places. Now, listen, I'm a lot better. Before I used to have to I used to dodge, I used to book it, get me out of here. Now I'm a lot better. I may get a little bit of a stomach ache, or maybe I overheat a little bit, but it's a lot better than where I used to be, because you avoiding those spaces is just not realistic. You're on Earth, you're alive, you are here to have a third dimensional experience. You're in a human body, for goodness sakes, right? So if you think you're going to separate yourself or just not go to those places anymore, it's not going to happen. And, you know, if you live that kind of life, I feel kind of bad for you in a sense, because you're not living, okay? Maybe change the perspective or shift to a timeline where you can experience it, or you're already experiencing it, these places or these people around you, and you're doing a lot better with it. You are happy, you are thriving. It's not, you're unfazed. Shift to that timeline, okay? You're welcome. Okay, let me go back. I am loving your questions, Jess. I really appreciate it, because I don't know what it is with other people. I don't know if you're too shy, but please, I love to share what I've learned. You know, what's the point in keeping it to myself, right? Okay, Sue Young. Let's bring forth the messages that Sue Young needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. What does she need to be aware of? Okay, something is headed towards you. I was going to say it when I saw this, but then this coming up is just a clarification of that. Money. Money is coming to you. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Listen, I don't know if you've got investments, but I also don't know if this is career. Okay, this is money. And listen, what money is from career too, right? Let's be fair. But there's a bit of a celebration coming up for you. And it either has to do with, you're welcome. It either has to do with money or career, or both. Do you work? Are you employed, Sue Young? There's an opportunity coming to you. It's made for you. It would be interesting if this happened already. Your work, okay, I don't know. Are you still young? I don't know. Anyways, there's a bit of a celebration coming up, and it just has money all over it. You know, just has money all over it. This looks to me like either an opportunity that brings you money, so like maybe, I don't know, promotion, or maybe overtime, or it's a new path. It could be a new path. It could be a new direction. But if you have investments, I want you to know too that these investments could definitely be coming up here. Now, you are being guided to continue working on yourself, because through working on yourself, this is what's giving you a better life. Okay, let that pass. Are you still young? Jess, are you Sue Young? Because you're answering me. I don't know, like, if this is you, because it's two different names. We've got a bit of a new direction. Okay. We've got a bit of a new direction. There's a new path that's opening up for you. And it could be with the Three of Swords. Oh, it means Jess. Okay, that's great. I get that you're working, but you're interviewing. It feels like a new pathway. Okay, that's kind of interesting that we got the temple with the spiritual practices, because I just finished saying that you have been working on yourself. That's what's creating this opportunity. But please continue to work on yourself, because that's just going to bring in more abundance for you. So meditation, reflection, spiritual guidance, spiritual practices. Give me more. What is going on behind me? You are? Okay, this could be what this is as well too, but I just want to tell you, if you are going to be going into that, there's definitely a client base waiting for you. Client base. I feel like the sirens in the back is just more of like clarification of this message. You will be, I feel like, attracting in the ones that are, you know, needing the healing. You may have a lot of people coming to you for this Reiki healing who are in a bad place, okay? And I don't really know much about Reiki and what it does, but I'm pretty sure that would make sense to you. This has to do with, I think, the Reiki. Even here, Mystic Haven. Enchantment, esoteric, magic, and tree to hit it. Like, this is a mystic haven. Like, this is something that would be considered mystical. Or, you know, a haven, a safe haven. I would say this temple card seals the deal as well, too, because it talks about spiritual practices. So, I'm practicing Reiki on myself, not on people yet. Well, that's coming. But isn't that interesting now that you mentioned that, when I talked about the self-healing? Because I'm just assuming, like, for you to be doing this, you have to have probably done enough work on your own self, because it's like you're technically a spiritual advisor. You know, I don't think anybody should be doing any kind of spiritual practices unless they've went through enough work on themselves to kind of be able to, like, teach or at least offer something advice-wise. Your self-healing is going to be very connected to your future in this business, but you have a client base waiting for you. Have I picked up on this for you before? I feel like I have. I feel weirdly like I have. Like, I've done a reading like this, and I've picked up on this before for you. This is very interesting. Because even here, we've got the people who are like ill or feel like they're lacking something, and then they're coming to you. You're attracting those in. But people will really like, okay, people will really like you. This is like, okay, out of all the Reiki healers, like there's going to be a lot of people who like you. They're going to really be like, no, I'm not going somewhere else. I like her. You're going to be really good at this. Really good at this. It's almost meant to be. This is something you should be doing. Absolutely. Wow. You see, again, nothing is by mistake. Why is Sue Young doing Reiki out of all the things she could do? Because she's being guided to it. Not only that, there's a purpose here because other people need you. But you will have a very beautiful space, and you're going to attract your soul tribe in through this job as well too. So don't be surprised if a few clients become your best friends. How nice is that? And don't think that's unprofessional, okay? You have to welcome beautiful souls in any way, shape, or form, even if it comes through your work. But I'll tell you, there'll be soul tribes. So it's not like they're going to start asking you for free services. No, soul tribe never does that. I've never experienced a soul tribe member asking you to do anything for free. So I'm excited for you, but like this feels very tied to the Reiki. And I just want you to keep the dream alive, but I just really want you to be patient with it. You know, it needs to come together. I'm just at the very early phase, but I still have a regular job. I need to support myself. Yeah. Keep doing that. Yeah, that's the smart way. Like nobody said leave your main job. In time, spirit will lead you out of it when it needs to happen. Okay? And it will be very clear to you. You won't be confused about it. You may all of a sudden have so many clients, you'll be like, I don't need this other one. Or it could look like, okay, I'm too tired to do both. Like it will be very clear to you when is the right time. So yeah, absolutely. Keep doing, you know, what you're doing. Obviously, I would never recommend you, you know, leave, you know, until this other thing is up and rolling. But I just love what I'm feeling about this position for you. I just love what I'm feeling about it. It just feels right. Okay? Beautiful. Okay, so where are we right now? Let's see. Let's go down the line. Okay, so I'm going to Melody, then Empress, then Tanny. So if anyone wants to get in right now, there's 3 people in front of you. Let's bring forth the messages Melody needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. What about you is making N hold on to me? Why does he still have these emotions for me? Okay, good question. Why is N still holding on energetically to M? Mel, you're giving me so many initials. I started calling you M. Look at that. Oh, aw, that's cute. That's cute. Aw, aw. Aww, these are cute. You're welcome. So I feel like Melody You've made a presence, okay? You've made quite the impression. Yeah. Sun's there, yeah. You've made quite the presence with the Queen of Wands on this person's soul. And it does include being beautiful to them. They really feel beautiful. I mean, they feel you are really beautiful. They like your personality. They like your style. They like your honesty. They like your boldness. They like your leadership skills, because I think you're definitely, you stand firm, okay? You stand very firm in kind of what you believe. They get that about you. I feel like it's also the encounter that they've shared with you. The encounter, you know, Six of Cups. Not only that, this is also could be past life. Absolutely, okay? There's an energetic cord, and it doesn't matter if you're not in their life. It doesn't even matter if you never speak to them again. It's gonna remain, okay? They will feel a hold, but with the Knight of Pentacles and the Seven of Wands, they've already, whether they're aware of it or not, they have already claimed like ownership or territory over you. Now, listen, I know guys do this. Guys can do this, and they can do this with anybody. You know, that's what I've kind of noticed, but that's also here as well too, you know, showing up in the reading. It's like they've already established a territory around you, but there's love, you know, with the Ace of Cups, you know, but it's also this imagery that keeps playing over in their head of like the what if, or, you know, what this would have been like had it been, you know, made tangible. Ace of Pentacles is like taking this love and turning it into something real, you know. I do think with the Tower, you've made your presence, you've rocked their world, you know. And with the Nine of Wands, it's like you've presented a challenge in itself as well too, but they want to be victorious. So they have like, it feels very competitive actually as well too. Like, I got to get this girl. Now, I'm not saying that they don't love you. I'm not saying it's just about, you know, the challenge, but the challenge is very much there as well too. Wanting to get you, wanting to have you, wanting to win you over. You are kind of coming across as, I would say, a tough cookie, you know, and they like it. They like the challenge. It's actually thrilling, but it doesn't matter, Melody, if you ever speak to them again. I'm telling you, it's going to remain. Give me more. What makes and hold on to Melody? Okay, so yeah, this is really deep, okay? We got the intuition card. This is bigger than just attractive looks. This is bigger than, this is esoteric. This is paranormal. You may have been the first experience that they've had with their intuition. Now, I'm not saying that they would use those words, but there's a feeling. There's a sixth sense about you. There's something psychic going on. They like that, though. It's cool to them. I don't know that they've experienced that before. It's like, it feels a little magical to them. But you provide that. You provide that. This is why they can't let go. They like the way you make them feel. They like the way the connection makes them feel. It's not the easiest, you know. They kind of worry about if they'll be able to experience that with anyone else. It's different with you. But it's kind of interesting with the Justice card too, because I feel like you've come back into this life to like straighten something out. So I don't think they'll be able to release you until the time is right. And they've gained or mastered enough wisdom for this connection that this connection needed to give them. So there's a lot going on here. And that's why I think that was a great question, because this is a lot of information in regards to that. I could have been asked that question and got just that it was about, you know, the person liked the person sexually, you know? This is a lot. This is very deep. Okay. I don't think this person will be releasing you anytime soon. Just an FYI in addition to the message. Okay. Okay, let's move forward. Okay. Empress. Let's bring forth the messages Empress needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Advice from Spirit regarding her boss. I feel like your boss is a bit chaotic. It's either that they're chaotic, they function chaotically, or there's something not right with them. It could be their personal life, but with the Wheel of Fortune right underneath it, oh my, there's a lot of volatility. I don't think their personal life is as it seems. I don't even know if they talk about their personal life. That would be very cool if you could confirm whether, you know, they talk about their life in the office or wherever you are, because it feels to me like my life is like a mess. And I wonder if that is why you're asking for advice. Oh my God, she and the personal life. Oh my God, yeah. Yeah, she talks about her personal life. Like, leave it at the door. Nobody cares. You know, like, I can't stand that. Oh, God, guys, I have no time for people complaining. Don't even call me if you're a friend. Because we're all dealing with our own shit, you know? She's exhausted. She is exhausted. She's on the brink of, like, I don't know what. But with the moon, she really is on the brink of, you may start to see her take some days off. I don't know. But really hanging on by a strand. She's chaotic. I'm encouraged to move on from her job, but she keeps, oh God, don't even bother, Malaysia. Like, don't bother. Don't bother. Start giving these. She seems like she's dedicated to her chaos. Sorry. That's what I'm getting. I don't want to say people shouldn't help people, but from what I'm seeing, I don't care what you told her. She's not going to listen. And I'm just curious, does her chaos have to do with like her love life or her children? Oh man, I feel like there's some sort of pain around like a lover, or maybe she's just single and miserable, but it could also be about her children. This person, yeah, her kids. No kids, I don't know how old they are, but no kids are just chaotic on their own. They're usually a result of their parent. So I kind of hate when people do that, because it's like, you know, it's probably your fault, you know, if you're complaining about them. What is the advice though? That's kind of like what I need to tell you, because this is just kind of talking about her as a person. I don't have patience for people who complain about their kids. I don't know why. That's something I also don't like. I feel like that's very personal. I don't know. That's just me. Give me more. How can she, like, what can she do? You've got the living room, comfortable space, or family gathering. I feel like, okay, are you doing this? Are you kind of providing like an energetic couch for her to like vent? I get if you're doing that. I know you're very empathic. You know, you're going to probably feel like you need to be helping someone. You got to stop with this though. Are you providing her that couch to kind of like vent? Are you doing that? She needs to go into nature. That was on the bottom. She needs to go into nature. That needs to be her medicine. I would not advise you to become her, this is like, you know, providing therapy, but, you know, for free. Who said that was your responsibility? But I understand you're probably, you know, feeling like, okay, you've acquired all kinds of wisdom. Why not share, right? I just, to me, she feels like she's not going to listen. Okay? Yeah, in a way, but she keeps coming to me. Of course she's going to come to you. You've provided that ear. This is like, I know this already. I know this. I used to be this. I used to provide this for people and they would always be calling me. Sometimes it got so bad, the person would call me every day for like the most random things they couldn't handle. And I'm like, are you 40 or are you like 5 years old? You know, you got to be very careful. That's the advice. You want her to start trauma dumping. You want to start picking up what she's throwing down and then feeling like you got to go transmute it somewhere. This is not your problem. That could sound very rude. I get it. But that's what's coming through. You need to point her in the direction of a park. The nearest park, okay? She needs to go get into nature. Let that heal her. Because I'm telling you right now with this 10 of Wands, she's exhausted. And there could be something brewing in the background with the moon that is not so pretty. You know? Like the exhaustion itself could be brewing in the background. Maybe she's not very aware of like, you know, what's to come, like in the sense of her exhaustion. So she definitely needs to do something about it, but coming and talking to you, no. You're welcome. I get it. I just want to say I get it. I didn't mean to be tough. I used to be that person. I used to totally be that person, but people in general, they just take advantage of it. And then it starts going on you. And then you got to start going and adding to your day, transmuting their bullshit. It's just no. No. Okay. If anyone wants to get in, we've got one more person. You would be after them. Okay, let's talk to Tanny. Hi, Tanny. Let's bring forth the messages Tanny needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. Okay, so what are his real feelings for me, or is it all in my head? Okay. This person that Tanny is inquiring about, are the feelings real for her? Are there real feelings for her? Again, if anybody wants to talk to me or ask me any kind of questions about life, spirituality, please ask. Please ask. Oh, that's good, Empress. Give me more. Give me one more. Are there certain toxic foods that spirit wants us to stay away from to prevent us from communicating with them? Everyone's going to be different. Definitely. Everyone's going to be different. You know, like that's going to be a kind of tricky question to ask. But I know for me, fried food, heavy meat, and processed stuff, okay? But sugar as well. I don't react well to sugar. I definitely have to drink it in doses or be very, you know, there has to be moderation with that. You won't know really what's going to work for you, but I promise you, you won't have to try too hard to figure it out because your body will tell you. So I would just listen to your body. What's making you feel heavy? What I will tell you is this shift that we're all on, you're not going to be able to take your weight with you. That's for sure. You also won't be able to take the crappy, you know, toxic stuff with you. You'll have to feel light energetically. And so whatever does make you feel heavy, just avoid that. And you will know, you'll feel it. What are your thoughts on passerbys, people who we met once and they change our life in some way, but they don't know it? I think it's beautiful. I think it's really beautiful that we can just, you know, especially when you are the passerby. Like I've been the passerby so many times. Guys, you don't even notice. You've all been the passerby. But I just think it's so beautiful how we're all like designated to be at the right place at the right time for someone else. Guys, it doesn't even have to be that they say anything to you. You know, it could just be you showing up in their energy field or looking at them in their eyes or giving them a smile. You know, we're doing this more than we even realize. Okay. And one thing I have to say is that as well as that our higher selves are always interacting with other people's higher selves. It's the reason why you may feel like, okay, you know, you just heard some guy behind you doesn't have any, you know, money for, you know, a slice of pizza. And you're now feeling like, okay, maybe I should, you know, pay for it. It can be like that. It can be like so many ways, but you are a vessel. You are a vessel. We're all vessels. And I would say you don't necessarily need to be in high vibration to be a passerby. The universe is always speaking to us through people, okay? But you don't necessarily need to be of a high vibrational person to be a passerby to somebody else or receive a message, you know? But what I would say is you need to have the awareness. So there are people who every day are getting signs, but if they don't have the awareness, it will just pass through them like nothing, like in one ear, out the other. That's where I feel like you need to have awareness. But I think it's so beautiful. It just gives you the idea that there's so much more happening than meets the eye. And when you break out of that spell and you realize that there's so much more going on, you know, on this earth plane or in life than meets the eye, it can become really exciting. You almost look forward to going here, going there, because you know you're going to have a sign or you're going to meet a particular person who's just strategically there. I went somewhere recently that I just really thought I was going on vacation. And I got so much information for like random people who just showed up, you know, in the same space as me, offered tips, offered like things I didn't know about. And I was like, look at this. But I had the awareness. I knew exactly what was happening. So those are my thoughts. And I just think it's beautiful. I really think it's beautiful. Okay, Tanny. This is interesting. This is interesting because while I do feel like there's feelings, has this person approached you yet? I'm just curious. Answer me that if you're there. Has this person approached you yet? Because I'm feeling reservations about it, but I'm just curious if they've approached you yet. Have they approached you? Yeah, that's kind of the thing I was feeling like, I don't know. Would this be considered new love? Because I got that card here, but childish behavior. They're scared of something. And I think it's the lane, like it's the commitment. I think you're beautiful, but I think, I'm sorry, I don't think you're, well, I think you're beautiful. I meant they think you're beautiful, but with the Seven of Pentacles, I feel like I want to be very careful. And I want to take my time, okay? Now, you're mentioning that you know them from work. This may be the reason. People get very freaked out about workplace romance, but I think it's not just workplace. I'm just curious, are you above them somehow? I just want to rule that out. Are you above them in like pay grade or status? Because it's either that or they're just a little overwhelmed by you. Like, I don't know. They don't consider themselves, you know, as attractive, or I don't know. They don't feel like they're on your level somehow. And I don't really know what that means. No, you're not. Okay, so this is just literally like who you are as a person. Now, what I can say is the childish behavior it's connected to the previous experiences before you. Has nothing to do with you, but I don't know. This is risky. This is risky for them. Guys, if you have any more questions, totally leave them, because after Tanny, there's no one and I'm free to talk. But, you know, like if anyone wants to book, go ahead as well. This is like, I don't know, Nine of Pentacles, not the best energy as well. It's the slowest moving card in the deck. They know they have to do something, but that's kind of interesting that you also mentioned childish, because this word here says childlike. So I don't think they really expected to meet you, especially in a workplace. It wasn't on their radar. But I'm getting here like I need to kind of take my time. I'm gonna take my time. This person wants to take their time. They don't want to move, rush anything whatsoever. Give me another card on this Chariot. They're studying you though. They feel they need to study you. But I'm going to tell you another thing. Your person's a bit like not well equipped. So do you know anything about their like dating history, or just who they are as a person in dating? Like, I don't even know what I'm asking you, but it's like your person doesn't come across as well equipped. Like, I don't know if they've been in a position where they've had to make a move, but it's like they're not good at it. They're not good at it. It doesn't feel like they're good at it. There could be way too much second. Like, they're not bold is what I get, you know, not bold whatsoever. So that would be interesting, you know, if you know anything about that. Yeah. I don't think it's in your head, but I feel like if I have to give any kind of advice, I think you should like move on. Hi, I think I'm next. Yeah, let's see, Basma. Let's see if I got your payment. I didn't get your payment. That's weird. I didn't get your payment, Basma. He did seem super helpful at first, but then pulled away. Work, like conversations, but I just feel we have a connection. You do. This is not in your head. Oh, weird. I'll check it. Okay. This is not in your head. I can kind of say that. It's just, I don't know. Your person is like, okay, I just heard something, but I feel bad about what I just heard. They don't, oh God, okay. I hope you understand my honesty, Tanny. Sometimes I hate saying the things that are said to me. I don't think they feel like this whole thing is worth the risk. Like you or the situation is worth the risk. That's just what I heard. It's just not worth it. They don't want to rock the boat. They really don't want to. They care more about their job than than this, you know? I'm sorry. That was so harsh. I just didn't know how to deliver it any other way. I don't know. He feels, but he's like shooing it out of his head. He's like, yeah, she's gorgeous. She's all this. I feel it, but he's not ready to step up in a way that you need him to. And I'm gonna tell you another thing, Tanny. With these two cards, you better let it lie, because you're being protected from somebody who is like, really, honestly, the way I feel them as a reader, like I'm getting like a person who shows up half-assed. Like everything they do in life is like, I show up halfway. I don't give thing to anything. So it's kind of weird I'm feeling that, because it's like all aspects of their life. Like I personally wouldn't be attracted to that. Like if you're going to do something, do it right. But like everything, the way they clean, the way they whatever, it's half-assed. Let it go. This is not for you. You're an empress. You don't need somebody planting a seed, okay? You need somebody running with this, okay? When you show up in their life, you run with it. Okay? On the receiving end, someone would run with it. This is why I always tell people, guys, you are being protected. When things are not working out, just let it go. You're being protected, okay? Yeah, just Tanny, let it go. Once you really got to know this person, you'd be grossed out. This is not your style, okay? This is not your style. You don't need somebody. You're not into people who are half-assing anything. Okay, guys, I'm open for readings, I think. Let me check. But ask me questions. I love talking to you guys. Okay, there's Basma. Okay, I got it. All right. So let's bring forth the messages Basma needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. That's what I thought the universe was teaching me with this. I get attached too fast. Oh yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, practice detachment from everything. Get into like the state of mind where it's like, if it's supposed to come in, it's because it's fabulous or it's teaching me a lesson. But if it's not coming in and it's looking like it's too difficult, I'm being protected. Hi, Jaylen. Yes, I am. Hope you're doing well. Are you a Leo? I actually like you Leos. You know, you Leos are actually very misunderstood, but the loyalty, geez, is unbelievable. Like when you love somebody, the loyalty. At first I honestly don't like other fire signs. I'm not really a fan, but in moderation, you know, in certain kind of relationships, absolutely, I love them. Love them. Like I would never date a Leo guy, but a Leo like friend or daughter or, you know, mother, cousin, absolutely, you know, absolutely. Okay, Basma. I wanted to know what's next in love for me. Who is going to enter my life, personality, etc., and possibly when, even if I know time is hard to tell. Okay, let's talk to Basma about what's next in love. Oh, we got someone right off the bat. Huh, interesting. Oh, okay. Looks like we've got either somebody who's a different culture or a foreigner, or somebody online, or a very cultured person as well. Okay, see, this is where you have to be very careful when you're asking me questions like this, because it may not be the fairy tale that you want, okay? Just bear with me. I've got somebody coming in, but they feel like a bit of a lesson. They've got a bit, they feel like a bit of a lesson. I think it's somebody who you're supposed to work with, and I don't mean like in a profession. I think this is somebody who's being sent to you to literally either close the gap with the world card, like close the cycle. This makes me feel like it's a karmic connection. We're settling debt somehow from a previous life, or this is to elevate you. And if it's that the connection is just there to show you what you don't prefer, so be it. I've got somebody coming in. They feel to me, they look good. They've got money, they look good, but there's something lacking. They've got something very distinct about them that is going to be a deal breaker for you. Not only that, this person may be a personality like not a match for you. You're giving strong energy here with the Queen of Swords, someone who knows what they want, someone who is, even in your tone and your demeanor, doesn't matter the way you talk. I don't care if you talk sweet. You give the impression of a no nonsense, don't F with me, don't try me, don't step on any kind of like, like I've got real clear boundaries. Your person could become very exhausted with not really knowing how to kind of please you, or what would it take to please you, or feeling maybe even intimidated. I've got this strong energy, and then I've got like a little bit of a passive person. I've got a passive person, a person who like at the flinch of a like just giving like side eye could get real offended. You're not going to do well with people who are going to get offended all the time, and you're just communicating with them. It's important for you to be able to discuss and, speak your mind. That's not going to be very good for you, to be with somebody who would rather just like kind of brush it under like the carpet, It's a connection that I feel like will fizzle out very quickly. It will come in hot and it will leave just as quickly. It is going to be very unexpected, but it kind of is interesting because there's a connection, and it will give a lot of energy, like hope. There could be like promise, like potential hope, but there's a personality mismatch, and it's the way you communicate. It's very different. It's very different. So I do feel like this person that's coming in may decide to close the door. But this is elevating you somehow. Yeah. This is actually, at the end of this connection, you start to really love who you are. You're like, maybe it's just that. Maybe you're getting better with endings. Maybe you're like becoming like a person who can be detached about things and be like, oh, well, it's fine. I'm not for everybody. That's okay. And you're learning that. Like, you're not, some people, like when they get broken up with, oh my goodness, it's like, they fall into like a black pit, and you can't get them out. Instead to just be like allowing people to leave because, whatever is supposed to be there will be there, and whatever is not will be removed. They just get into darkness about it. So if that's just that you're learning this, or you're becoming a lot more secure with not giving up who you are for other people, because maybe that's what you did before, I don't know. That in itself would be a great lesson. The lesson is not always bad. It's the definition you give to it. So, lessons are great. I love them. Why not? you know? Okay, Jaylen, I have you next. Yeah, this is what I feel like is coming. This was on the bottom, and then this was on the bottom. Interesting enough. So we've got the hookup card. We've got one night stand, intimacy, casual, relationship, fling. Don't worry about this. I'm not saying you're going to be with them intimately. I'm just saying it's just confirmation that it doesn't feel like it's something that's going to stick around too long. This is a new person. And then this was in the bottom. See that? Surrender, letting go, release, give up, patience. This could be coming in to see how well you're doing with that. Because you're amazing with the Nine of Pentacles. You know, you're amazing. You are quite the catch, but you could be energetically in a very different space than whoever's coming in. I would say if somebody's coming in who can't express themselves or be very clear about what they want, that's not somebody I feel like who is functioning, okay, in a space where they know who they are, okay, or high vibration. Because honesty is always going to be high vibration, right? Why can't you be honest? So yeah, I know you want a timing. I'm not getting it. I'm not getting it. But let's go back to what I said previously about with the World card. You know, maybe this is unfinished business. Maybe that's literally why it's not lasting long. It's unfinished business. You're closing the cycle on something from a previous life. You're doing whatever you need to do with this person, and then you're closing the chapter. Do you guys know that stuff happens? That happens all the time. We call them like friends for a season or people for a season, but it's not a season. You are balancing karmic debt. Everybody you encounter, you've most likely known them before. I don't feel like you're going to be destroyed over this person. I don't think like you're going to be upset. I think you're going to actually be feeling more empowered than ever, because you're not willing anymore to kind of like bend or, you know, soften yourself or, you know, soften what you want. And it's going to actually make you feel more empowered than anything. So I consider this good. Okay. If anyone wants to get in, I literally just have Jaylen. Let's bring forth the messages that Jaylen needs to hear, not the messages he wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to him. Will I get a job offer that will allow me to move out of state this month? I've been patient, but I feel like I'm in a state of limbo. Okay. Talk to us about that. Will Jaylen get a job offer that will allow him to move out of state this month? Oh, goodness, I'm tired. Okay. It's kind of funny. They're saying that you're already energetically like gone. It's just your body that's still there. You can see yourself somewhere else and you really feel like that's what's next for you. You know, it's just, you want to be somewhere else. Okay. I don't think it's this month. That's kind of, okay, it's saying yes, but not this month. Mm-mm. Not this month. And what I will tell you is that when the offer does come, you will have to move like, oh my goodness, you will not have time. I don't know if this is an offer that comes in the 11th hour and it's like all of a sudden now you have to like make a move like quickly, but that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Like there's not going to be any kind of time to like do this, you know, very slowly, but not this month. Not this month. What I will say as well too is you are supposed to leave. I think wherever you are, you've done all that you can. It's like, even I'm feeling karmically, you've done all what you're supposed to karmically do in where you are right now. So you have to go. But it's not going to be this month. Mm-mm. I have a little bit of a side message here. It has nothing to do with your job. I don't know if you want to hear it. Someone from your past, I feel like, is going to make an appearance. And I feel like I'm a little bit, if I'm you, I'm a little confused at what they want and why they're here. So what's going on in love? I mean, it doesn't have to be love. It could be a friend or even a family member. I feel like this person's this around the same age as you. But I'm like kind of confused. And I feel like they come in at a time where it's very chaotic already. So it's like just one more thing now on my, you know, happening in my life. They don't come in at a time where you can kind of like, you have time to even think about this or even entertain them. Where's Jaylen? Is he here? I've got somebody returning. I'm no contact with someone. Yes, I know what that's about. Yeah, I just feel like it's not even like direct. It's more like a, hey, what's up? You know, like, yeah, what's up? Well, what's up, right? Like what? What's up? What do you want? Like, I just feel like I'm coming too casual, and it's like I'm using these filler words like, what's up? Like it's just casual conversation. Um, but like, what are you doing here? Like, what do you want? So listen. Hi, Joanna. Good timing. Good timing showing up now. Um, you're on your way. You're supposed to move. I'll tell you that. You know, with the Eight of Cups, you've done all what you can in the space that you're in right now. It's time for you to move on energetically. And I do feel like your soul is somewhere else. It's just your body. You haven't caught up to the timeline. And I do feel when it does come, it's going to be chaotic. It's not going to, like, I don't even feel like they're giving you months. I think they're giving you weeks. And you may fill in for somebody else. This could be something like, I don't know, it's like a turnaround, like I'm a turnover. You're replacing someone else very quickly. And then I've got a love situation. But I don't like the energy that this person is coming with. It feels like make your intentions known, you know, be clear. Don't come at me like, you know, a little child. Come at me like an adult and just say what it is, because I honestly don't have any time for you right now. That's what I feel like is happening with you. I'm going to draw one card for you. Let's see what else we can get. You know what the weird thing is too? I just heard about this person. They like being around you, but they get mad at you. They don't like your personality much, but they love They love you. They like being around you. They like the way you make them feel. They're very attractive, but there's something about your personality that they just don't like. And I don't know if it's like what you say, how you speak. I don't know if it's how you speak to them. I don't know if it's maybe even, you know, I don't know. Like, it's like, I feel like if I'm them, I want more. I want more. Or I need it like this. I need it like that. So it's like kind of controlling in a way. Like they like you, they love you, but they want you like this. And maybe you're like, no, like, or maybe you're not saying no, but maybe you're just like, that's just like, no, I'm going to be me, you know? We've got laid on thick, okay? I'm telling you with this card, it's all going to come at once, Jaylen. So like, you better enjoy your quiet time right now because you're going to feel overwhelmed. And I like that it's a 10 because there is going to be an ending, okay? You will be going somewhere else, but this person may also lay it on thick, you know? I mean, listen, it's kind of interesting. She's like, has candy all around her. I feel like the laying it on thick might be with the sweet nothings. You know, a lot of talk and stuff, but it's like, what are you saying? Like, be real. What are you doing? You know? This makes me feel like love bombing. You know when someone love bombs you? Yeah. Oh, I didn't get your payment. Is this thing like stalled? Is this thing behind? Because that same thing happened with someone else. Oh, I didn't get it, Joanna. What the heck? Check it again. I don't know if there's some technical difficulty. That happened with someone else. Check your payment. I don't know. You're welcome. Does anybody else have any questions like about spirituality or anything? Please, like, I love it when you guys ask me questions. Is there anything you want to know? I mean, not about your personal life, but, you know, like life in general, spirituality, while I wait for Joanna's payment. That's so weird. Joanna, are you there? Check your stuff. It didn't go through. Okay. You're welcome. I'm going to talk to everybody, seeing how nobody wants to talk to me. Who finds that right now on Earth, there's like this real weird thickness in the air? I would say it's not, I don't feel it when I'm in every country, but I know where I'm at. I just feel like there's this really heavy, dense energy. And I feel like at this point, it's probably the collective. Like, that's what I'm feeling. Funny, I sent mine too. Oh my God. This Mercury retrograde is killing me, guys. I never get affected with Mercury retrograde. I think there's something specifically about your birth chart or your particular placements is how you'll be affected. Oh my God. This is like the third occurrence now. First thing that happened, my keys went missing. Why are they in the glove box in my car? I never even opened my glove box. I don't ever go there. I don't know how they ended up there. That was the weirdest thing ever. Second thing, I got charged at Walmart, okay, when I was in store making a payment, I got charged $150 more than what my actual receipt was. Okay, it was straightened out, but it was some problem between a US store and then the store that I was at. Really weird. Now this is happening. Now, when I say Mercury retrograde, I'm speaking in Vedic. This is Vedic astrology. This is not Western. But now this is happening. I don't have anything for you guys. I don't have anything recorded. I heard from an astrologer that this Mercury retrograde that we are currently going through is different from anyone we've... Oh, really? Oh, why is that? Because that could be why I'm feeling it, because I never get affected by it. It doesn't really happen to me personally. And I'm just like kind of irritated because I just don't want anything more to happen. Because we all know, you know, these things delay us, right? Like I couldn't go anywhere for a day because I couldn't find my keys. The second thing that happened with that charge too was I got freaked out. I was like, oh my God, what if they don't figure this out, you know? Or what if I got targeted? I don't know, right? Now you guys are sending payment and I don't see it. Like this is screwing with my live stream now, right? So how many people sent money? Maybe it's going to take a while. Like I don't, where's Joanna? The astrologer said it's the first Mercury retrograde since Uranus entered Gemini, so it's different. Okay, well, there's a lot of planets in Gemini right now. You sent money? Can you go check and see if it like didn't go through by any chance? So I've got Joanna, I've got Empress. Who else sent money? You sent it, it went through? Okay, let me sign out. Mercury retrograde, I do not need this right now. Everything was going fine. I do not need this. Okay, I'm gonna sign out and sign back in. Oh my God, nothing is showing. Does it show on your ends that it went through? Like Empress, are you there? It went through. Oh, it's Mercury retrograde. It says on my bank that it went through. I guess we have to wait then. Let's just wait. Let's just wait. Has anybody else been affected by the Mercury retrograde, like personally? I think it ends like August 11th, right? So we've got still like 10 more days of this BS. Oh my God, this is so weird. Oh my goodness, nothing's showing. Has anybody else been affected? What a situation. I feel like we have crappy internet, like just period here on Earth. Like, guys, who is sick of the technology? This outdated technology. Do you know how far behind we are? I have been affected. My words got blown up and out of in my personal life. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm so sorry, guys, that we have to like literally sit here and wait for it to go through. Yes, talk to us. I will talk to you guys. I have to start talking on that second channel. I'm shocked. Every day I get subscribers. I haven't made a video in 8 months. I don't even know what to do with myself. There's so many things. There's so many things that like I could be doing, but I'm only one person. I'm only one person. And I wish I could do so much more. Not really for me, but a lot of vivid dreams. Empaths are becoming more and more sensitive these days. Energy is too heavy. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. I agree with that. Yeah, I have 2 purchases from PayPal. That's showing. Okay. Is that 2 including the one from earlier, or did you just pay another one? I started doing some research on Dolores Cannon. I remember you spoke about her on your other channel. It's very interesting stuff. Yeah. That's something I actually want to follow up with. I want to talk about being a generator because I've realized, you know, there's a certain life that needs to be lived when you're a generator, and it's basically what I just said. Like, I'm only one person. And honestly, we're supposed to affect others. We're not supposed to be drained by people. And I don't say that to be rude, but when I'm doing this kind of work, I get drained. Like, I get sick. I used to not be able to like take a break. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to say no to clients if they wanted readings. I used to get physically sick, like I couldn't get out of bed. And I'm realizing that as a generator, I'm literally just supposed to be here, like doing nothing. But then what gets in the way is like this light worker energy and wanting to help. And like, why would I not want to help? You know, why would I want to keep all these things I'm learning, all this stuff, you know, like to myself? Like, why? You know, I feel like we have to share the wisdom. Like, I have to help the community. So I'm always torn. I'm always torn. Hi, Tina. Oh, goodness. Don't be surprised. Okay, what's going on here? Hold on. I never took for things when I missed them. I just let them show up. Yeah. I started doing some research. Yeah. Hey, okay. Yeah, the one from earlier and the one, okay. Oh my God, talk about tits. Yeah, oh God. You know, for the longest time, growing up, from the time I was born to probably about when I learned about this whole stuff, like human design, only like what, like 2-3 years ago, I used to always wonder why everybody looked at me. Everyone, everywhere I went would just like rooms would stop. And I was like, this has to be more about, it has to be more than just the way I look, because I would show up like, it wasn't even about full blown makeup, you know? And I'm like, what is this? And I used to hate it. I used to tell people, drop me down. Don't drop me at the entrance of anything. I don't need that. I don't like the attention. I don't like it. I may look like somebody who likes attention, but I honestly don't. And I used to always wonder, like, what is everybody looking at? Like, do I look weird? Like, am I weird? Or like, what is this? And then I was like, fine. Then I found out about generators. I said, oh, okay, this all makes sense. But, you know, it's not the nicest thing to experience as somebody. Like, you don't like to walk into a restaurant and everybody stops eating. You know, like, it's just like, it's not comfortable. It's not a comfortable feeling, you know? And it's true what she says. We don't really like people, and we work out of our homes so that we can avoid it. I just cause too much controversy every time I show up somewhere. And I feel like with me, there's no in between. You either are running away from me or you're running towards me. I don't really get people who are like, want to dip their toe with me. And I personally am the same way. I either feel, and I know right away that I don't want to be anywhere near you. I don't even need to talk to you. I just don't want anything to do with you. I can already sense who you are as a person. I can read it. Or I like you. But I'll tell you, the people I don't like outweigh the people I do like. I very rarely meet people with good energy. Okay. You're a manifester? Do you know how rare you are? Do you know how rare you are? Let's talk about manifestors. Oh my. Manifestors. You guys can do the bare minimum, right? And just show up and get whatever you want. Oh man, I have a family member who's a manifestor, which is very rare because they're very young. And if you know much about the human design, manifestors were popular before the 1940s. So if you are one right now, you're very rare. But manifestors, I'm just really enthralled by the lack of effort, and you can just get whatever you want. It's like, I'm jealous. Oh, it just went through? Okay, yes, we were popular back in the day. Let's see what's going on over here. Okay, so that's good that you can see it on your end. Okay, here we go, people. Yes, we've got Empress. Then we've got Joanna, I believe, for 2. Okay, so let's get into it. I feel like as a generator too, you have to come real correct with me. You know, like I don't want to be exuding my energy for like stupidity. Do you find as generators, you really understand the value of your battery life? Like I just can't. I don't know. I have zero patience for it. Yeah. Okay, let's bring forth the messages that Empress needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it. Going off from karmic debt conversation. Oh, geez, I don't remember this. Okay, question to the cards. Is this the reason why I keep encountering married guys or men who are committed? Why do I keep getting tested? I keep it kind of simple, but I go off the charts. What I will say before I draw cards is there's a reason for everything. So if you're attracting someone who's unavailable, there's probably a side of you that you may be restricting to yourself, or it's off limits, like it hasn't been fully like opened. And I don't know why I just heard a portal. That's weird. Why did I hear portal? There's a side of you that's unavailable that needs to be explored. There's something, I don't know. I'm not going to know. But anyways, let's ask the cards. Why does she keep attracting married guys? And what is that about, you know? Like, what's wrong with you? Just divorce your wife. Clearly, you're not fucking happy. Sorry, excuse me. I didn't mean to say that. It just came out. Mercury retrograde. What's the point of that? Like, just go be single, you know? God. It's so funny too with these married guys, because it's like they'll bitch and complain about like how they're not being satisfied. It's like your wife is probably reacting to you being useless, okay? Go water your garden and then maybe it will grow, okay? Sorry, Chitra Moon went off on a little tangent. Hi, that's so cute. Cool, you're into human design. We can, but I'm jealous of you. You're jealous of the generator? Why? Why do you wish you were a generator? That's interesting. My question makes me feel vulnerable because I felt it as a teenager. Cheaters suck. Okay. Why do you keep attracting married men? Oh, hold on. Ooh. Okay, wait, this is way deeper. This is way deeper. I take back what I said about you being unavailable, hun. I take it back. Because the cards are saying, no, that's not it. You're actually acting as a catalyst to mirror back to them something that they're lacking within them. You're showing them that the type of woman that they're with is not the right woman for, like, this is so deep. Hold on here. Where's Joanna's payment? Oh yeah, okay, she's there. You're reflecting back to them. You're actually acting as a catalyst to them. Look at that, Empress. Oh my God, why are you always coming through with the Empress? Like, that username of yours is like not a mistake, okay? You are reflecting. This is so tea looking at those cards. I know how you feel, Trisha, because I end up feeling the family's emotions after they hit on me. You are, okay, you embody, oh, this is so deep. I'm excited. You actually embody the type of woman that they need. So you're reflecting to them. I don't know that they're taking it like this though. You know, we could be having all kinds of things shown to us, but it goes back to what I said before. If you don't have the awareness, you're not going to understand it, right? Or be able to dissect it. You reflect back to them who they're really attracted to, the type of person they're attracted to, the type of energy. So it's like you're shining a light on them that is supposed to work actually to show them that who they're with is not the right person. So I take back what I said. There's not a part of you that's missing. In some people's cases, yes, it can be like that's what it's showing you. But no, because you know what? You're not acting on it. That's what's the difference. What I said at first would apply if you actually entertained it, but you don't strike me as somebody who's doing that. You're not actually doing that. Once you find out, that's it. You're like, stay away from me. You get blocked, okay? You're serving as a catalyst for these men to show them, it's supposed to be alerting them to the fact that there's something off in their marriage. Either they've outgrown, who she is, or they're just that's not, in some men's cases, maybe it's that you look very different from their wife. So it's like, you went with somebody you weren't physically really attracted to. But it's the lust itself that's supposed to be showing them something's off here. Look at that, So yeah, you're acting as a catalyst. That's my final answer. You're questioning, by being this beautiful Empress, you're questioning all of their belief systems, maybe even with the Hierophant. The whole energy around marriage, is that right for them at this time? Or their belief systems. That's cool, right? I didn't expect that. But, I never expect anything with these cards. They're pretty good. I'm just curious. No, yeah, this one. Okay, let me see what comes out of here, because they put my eyes and said, oh, there's one in here that's wrong. That's supposed to be for there. They put my eyes on this deck and said, draw from there, see. But like, just see. Like, get a card for her from here. What does she need to know about this? Singer, resonance, moving hearts. Moving hearts. Harmony, emotion, and performance. Yeah. This is a bit of a performance for you. Remember what we were saying? Were you there for the discussion when we went back, like back before? And we were talking about passerbys? This is what you're doing. It's like you're emitting a frequency, maybe even through your voice, that is supposed to resonate with them. But I don't know if they're taking it like that. But, whatever. It's happening behind the scenes, hopefully, But you're not the only person that does this. This is like, they do this, they feel this way for others, and it's the same thing. There's something of a resonance. But you're moving the hearts. You're moving hearts. This is something with the hearts, like the feelings. You see how you're kind of like showing up in someone's movie as like you're like a participating role? You're playing a role. But this is not about you. This is about them. You're mirroring back to them, honestly, everything that their wife doesn't have. But, what they do with that from there on is that's their problem, right? That you just play your part and then you're done. But I just want you to know that this doesn't happen to everybody. This doesn't happen to every woman. It does not happen to every woman. So if you're telling me that this is happening to you and it's a common theme, you have to look at that. This doesn't happen to me, okay? I don't really get out much, though. I'm going to be honest. I don't really get out much. Oh, my God. Yeah. Malaysia, there's like a deeper level to this. Even the lovers with the mirroring. You're mirroring something. Definitely. That's really cool. You're like a performer in their life. You're performing a role. You're supposed to be invoking emotion, though. So it does have to be through feeling. So if they're attracted, they're feeling something. I just think, it depends on where they're at. Some people may just overlook it and just be like, oh, she's hot. Other people may be like, why am I looking at her? Why is this happening? You know, I'm married. That's the person who's going to be higher evolved and questioning things. Now, listen, I understand that when you're married, you're not dead and you can look, but, you know, going up and talking and flirting, that's a whole other story, okay? Whole other story. Okay, I'm going to Joanna. Did anybody else send money that we'll have to wait on? Because there's like a weird delay. Oh, never mind. I got yours. That's so wild. So it showed Joanna for 2, like back to back. And then now, Christina, yours went in the middle. So it's actually Joanna, then Christina, then Joanna. My God, Mercury retrograde is like really... Okay, let's move on here. Let's bring forth the messages that Joanna needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. How is the outcome with the indie film music contest that I entered? Okay, so listen, first and foremost, I want to say congratulations on taking a risk. I think this may have been something you put yourself out there wholeheartedly for, and the universe really wants you to encourage to keep doing that, okay? It was a bold step for you, and I just think, you know, should you not get chosen, you should definitely not give up on doing this, okay? It's very beautiful energy. Anytime you're taking risks, putting yourself out there, how do you expect opportunity to come in if you don't, okay? So weird. Take Joanna first. Yeah, Joanna's first, then you, Christina. Okay, all right. All right. Oh, I have to refund one? Okay, I'll do that. Give me a second. Give me a second, like, just bear with me. Let me see if I can do that right now. Okay, so which one are we asking? Oh, okay. I got it. Hold on. I'm just refunding if you're wondering what I'm doing. Okay, it's been done. Definitely keep going, okay? Keep going with this. I think whatever you submitted was very creative. I think it definitely was of high value content, or not content. It was like, I'm stumbling from words. High valued quality work, okay? But I think, and it's kind of interesting because I think they do consider you. I think they will consider you, but I feel like, weirdly, I feel like there's going to be a delay in who they choose, or there's going to be a tough choice on their end. But it actually says, Joanna, you're not exactly ready yet, like, to win this. It doesn't say you're ready yet. You could be in the future, but it could be if they don't choose you. And just bear with me. Nothing I say is set in stone. Things are always changing. Okay, so if I read this in 2 days from now, you may get chosen. But as of right now, I just feel like it's quality work, but I feel like if I had to critique it, I feel like I'm looking at you and I'm like, if I'm them and I'm like, I can tell this person, it needs more work, or more, why am I stumbling for words? More experience. More experience. It's like preparation meets opportunity. Like maybe you're not exactly prepared as of yet. But the weird thing about this is that there could be an unexpected moment. So you really need to keep yourself wide open. Don't listen to what I say, because there could actually be a follow-up for you personally. What do I mean by that? Maybe you don't get chosen, but they say, hey, why don't you come to this? Or why don't you submit it here? You got to be very careful with how you're going to react to this. Because if you go all of a sudden to the negative side and you start getting down about it, we don't want you shifting, what could look like it's still working out for you. So it's weird a bit. It's a bit weird for me, because I think your work is good, but it could also be that maybe the people who are viewing it feel like you need more experience. But then I also feel like at the same time, there may be a follow-up with something. That's kind of what I'm getting. Give me more in regards to this. Okay, that's cool. We've got concert, live performance, or music celebration. You said like movie, right? You said something about is a film? Music. This is actually really freaky, because that's a huge deck. And to get this out of everything is actually unbelievable. I think you are kind of going down the right path with this. And I think you're going to be performing, or you're going to be doing something. And if it doesn't stem from you winning this or you getting chosen, just know that this is the right path for you, though. Yes, it's a film music. I write. That's unbelievable. Yes, it's a film music contest. I write to whatever short film they give me. That's actually wild that you got this card. Look how thick this deck is. This is the right path for you. Keep going. Right, Tina? Keep going. Like nothing is random. Nothing is by happening, chance. No. That's a huge deck. And I usually pull those cards just to get the energy around, this whole thing. But I actually got like what it is that you're doing. Wow. So please just don't worry about what I said. And if they don't choose you, don't worry about that either. Just keep going, because this is definitely a calling. Definitely something you're supposed to be doing. I mean, really? I still can't get over. Look how big this deck is. Look how big it is. Like, really? Wow. Okay. Let's move on to Christina. Let me see what's going on. Okay, Basma's next. Okay, so Christina, hold on. Let's bring forth the messages Christina needs to hear, not the messages she wants to hear. And let's bring it forth in a very clear and direct way so that I, as the interpreter, can interpret it to her. I'm really going through it. I need advice on my life in general. It's so hard right now as an Aries. With all these Aries transits in my 7th and 8th house, even got cheated on. Thanks. You're being... Oh man. Okay. I'm an Aries still. Did you know that? I'm an Aries too. I'm a real Aries because even in Vedic, I'm an Aries rising. So you better believe lots of Aries energy here. I feel like it's a good sign to be. I don't know that I feel like that for men though. The Aries men are a whole other story. Aww. Mine is gonna suck. Don't say that. What does, and listen to Chitra, don't let it make you, yeah. Yes, the men are a different story. I mean, honestly, I feel bad for anybody who's with one. I don't know how they do it. I actually, it's kind of interesting. Every woman I talk to who talks about this, like their Aries guy, it's always the same stuff. It's like the same stuff. I could never. Too aggressive for me. Too annoying. What's going on? Okay, so look, you're going through it. We see it here. You're going through it. But you're actually learning a lot about yourself through it. You probably are like, Chicha, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. Is there not a better way I could have learned about myself? Yeah, no, I guess this is just the way the universe wants to serve it to you. I don't know. But good, look what the good news is, that you're going to move out of troubled waters, okay? You will. This is all a blessing in disguise. This is all a blessing in disguise. It's like, yeah, it feels like hell. But you're learning and you're going to push through. You're going to get through all of it. But you could be learning detachment. You could be learning how to react to these things, like how to better, navigate or control. Not control, but accept. You're learning a lot about your belief systems with the Hierophant here. A lot. Like what you believe, maybe even about, what you're feeling. Because remember, you labeling it hard is a definition. Everything is neutral. Everything. I don't care what it is. It's you who gives the definition to it. So if you're labeling it hard, what if just by you labeling it that is adding to your experience and giving you more than that or more of that? What if? What if? Christina, what if? What if how you are choosing to react to it? Yeah, the labels. What if? What if that's what's going on? What if that's what's going on? What if that's what it's trying to get you to see? I know, it's kind of like hard to wrap your hand around it, and it's also quite, I know, another thing to master it. But you'll get through it. You will. I'm telling you, you're learning a lot about yourself, but you will pass with flying colors. This card tells me this. This card tells me this. You'll get a lot more secure with how you ride the wave of life. Give me more. Opportunities are still awaiting. Doors are still opening. You still have the possibility to walk through doors. That hasn't changed. Nothing about your life is at a standstill. I don't even care about the dude who cheated on you. Screw him. Actually, thank him. Bye. See ya. Wouldn't want to be ya. Okay? Everything is a blessing. Everything. Opportunities are still coming. The doors are still opening for you. Nothing has changed. Multiple doors. Look how many doors are on that card. More. Belligerent. Be careful how you speak to yourself. Be careful how you speak about the situation. I'm also hearing too, I always have a tough one relaying this message because I feel like if you're guided to talk to people about it, then, you do what you feel guided to do. But be careful with who you're talking to about it, because you wouldn't want other people to start spreading it to the next person and the next person, because that also energetically will manifest more more of the same crap, okay? But be careful. I feel like you may be going about this. You talk to nobody? Okay, good. You could be going about this in the wrong way. Maybe even just your thoughts about it or how you think about this. It could be, you know, belligerent. Belligerent gives me vibes like ignorant to the fact of what really is happening, you know? You have been getting very upset. Yeah. More. Let's do one more. Is there a lot of that going on? Aiding and abetting? Is there a lot of feeling like, you know, you're being attacked left and right and center, or you can't trust nobody? But do you also have that feeling towards others? Is that just there? Is that just there? Like, do you not trust? Do you feel like everyone's out to get you, or you kind of stay cautious? Because that also could be creating something as well too. You know, you thinking like that is going to give you that. Would that make sense? You know, this card on the bottom of the deck, the fact that she has like one eye open, it's just, and it says sugarcoating. I feel like they're trying to wake you up to some aspect of your life that doesn't need to be operating the way that it does anymore. I don't know if you would resonate with the fact that you have been like, would you also resonate with the fact that you've been kind of wearing like rose-colored glasses, or there was a time in life where you wore rose-colored glasses? Have you been feeling like you've been getting screwed over for that? I will look into that about myself. I am cautious of people. Hard life since birth. There you go again with the hard life. I think, honestly, everybody's having a hard life. There's not one person out there who honestly doesn't have issues. Definitely with my South Node in Libra. Rose-colored glasses. It's all like, you know what I love? I love this saying. You're not given a bad life or a good life. You're just given a life. It's what you do with it, okay? It's what you make out of it. But I'll tell you right now, everyone's dealing with issues right now. There's not one person out there, I feel like, who doesn't have to even heal from their family, okay? It's gonna be very rare for you to find somebody who's like, oh yeah, my childhood was the best ever, you know? But it's all what you make of it. And I get it, you know, you could have felt like, you know, this was a common theme. People out to get you, people even working together, you know, to get you. Yeah. Can I ask you a question? Are you also dealing with a hostile workplace environment? Are you dealing with a hostile workplace environment? Because this was on the bottom. Okay, that was on the bottom, hostile workplace environment, but look what else was on the bottom. You're learning this, I'm going to do air quotes, hard life, not trying to diminish it, like how hard it's been for you. It's just lessons. It's just, it doesn't have to define you. It doesn't have to skew your perception of anything. You don't have to be, you can choose how to look at it. You can choose how to react to it. It doesn't need to be something you hold on to. I feel like I'm having to stand up really tall. Aries sister, I appreciate your truth. If I can, you can set everything as well. This is what my guides are saying. Okay, well, that's great. Listen to the guides more than anything, you know? Listen to your guides more than anything, more than me. If I'm just reiterating it, then that's even more of a sign, you know? Your nervous system is all over the place. Your belief systems are keeping you here, Tina. I don't want to be rude. I don't want to, downplay what you're going through, but your belief systems are keeping you in this state of anxiety, depression, sadness, anger. Okay? You can do something about this. You can do something about this. This is not doable. Yeah, that's one thing you'll get from an Aries person is the truth. Absolutely. We're not afraid. Because I don't think we care about being liked. I just don't care about being liked. I just don't. I just never cared. I mean, maybe there was a one point in my life where I cared about it, but I wasn't born caring about it. And definitely now I'm definitely back to that. So I just, you're going to always get the truth from an Aries person for sure. Okay, we're at Basma. I've always been told I have a quote-unquote gift. As a child, weird things happened to me, and now as an adult, it's just that I have a strong intuition, vivid dreams, and sometimes I hear informations. One day I heard something that made me really anxious, and sometimes at night I have sorts of a psychic attack, so I wanted to know how I could control and protect myself from the bad entities. Okay, be careful with the labeling, with the bad entities. How do you know they're bad? Just, everything is teaching us something, okay? Everything is teaching us something. And even the darkness teaches us. I mean, sorry, but personally, I learned more from the darkness than I did the light, okay? So, just be careful with the labeling, but let's look into it. How can she better control and protect herself? Okay, again, I just, with the protection, I mean, this is it's a third dimensional word for me. It implies danger. Didn't you ask something like this before? I feel like you asked me something like this before. Why do you feel you need protection? I'm just curious as to kind of why you feel you need protection. Just needing protection will, interesting enough, create danger because the fact that you need it. I'm just wondering, like, why do you feel like you need that? Me neither, never have, definitely not right now. I don't see anything within these cards that scream that you need protection, Basma. I think there's something that's being offered to you to look at. I think you definitely, if you are receiving, these experiences, it's something you're ready for. Again, with that Hierophant, you got to be careful to what you're holding on to. What are your belief systems around these experiences? Are you kind of equating it to something negative, or is there something, you kind of have defined, like maybe it's a horror movie, or you're thinking it's something from a horror movie? Because I feel like, looks like it's for your benefit, these experiences. I don't know. I'm not sensing someone who needs protection. Give me more. You've got the cemetery, we've got resting place, and we've got memory stones. I think the dead is trying to well, I don't like to call them the dead, but the other side is trying to, yeah, that's going to be a big problem. You see that? Absolutely. That could be definitely your belief systems. It's just, it needs sorting out. But I think the other side is trying to communicate with you. I think there's a side of you that wants that, or, you could be a channeler. and you just don't realize it. But it's like, I mean, maybe your gifts are not fully understood or understandable right now. I think you're going to grow into them. But right now, it could be very chaotic right now. It's just, you're not at the, you're not like, okay, you're not giving me like where I'm at, okay? I'm very like chill. I know what it is. But I was not always here. I would say definitely in my teenager years, I was a lot more confused and I was scared of it, okay? I even kind of put it out of sight, out of mind. I was able to block it for like a good 5-6 years, okay? But whatever is meant to be is meant to be, you know? This could be something you're supposed to have, like a sixth sense. But I just don't feel like you're in a settled place about it. I think that's what this is. I think that chaos, that being unsettled with it all, is what's causing it to come across wonky. If you kind of, when you get to the place where you're in a lot more peaceful energy about it, it will come across more peaceful. You won't be as caught off guard by it, you know. Strength card here, you do need some, I feel like, recalibration between you and your higher self. You're working towards that with the Hermit. Yes, but I don't want this to bother me. I don't know how to explain it. Yeah, I know, I was there. You will move into that. You just have to have an open mind about it. If you keep shutting it out, or you keep having this energetic way about you where you are like on the fence, it will keep, it's like quantum physics. Whatever you put out, it will come back that way. I really don't know what to say other than I feel like you need to chill about it. And I know that sounds rude, but we do as humans create a lot of our own problems, you know, through our own worries, our own this and that. It doesn't need to be that serious, but give me one more. The sky, infinite universe, and cloud of formations. You're a channeler. Oh, that tells me that too. You're a channeler. See that? Look at this. You're in school. You're learning. You're not quite there. It's not like we got the card of a master's degree or graduation. You're learning, okay? You're still in classroom with this, but this is beautiful with the sky because it talks about the fact that we're all connected, and, you know, you are learning more and more about the infinite universe, and that, you know, it's nothing personal. I really don't think this is personally about you. I just think, you know, you're a channeler. And with the fuel station, it's kind of interesting. Protect your energy, I guess, in a sense. Do you find when you're exhausted or drained, like, I don't know why with this fueling station, I feel like you got to start taking better care of yourself, like mind, body, spirit, and then this can flow better. I feel like this is also a direct reflection of maybe you being in a chaotic state. So when you are more chaotic and the mind, body, spirit, or even the chakras are not aligned, or even if it's these belief systems, this is the way, it's just quantum physics. It's just showing you back that. Interesting. If anybody wants to book, now would be the time. I don't think I have anybody after Basma. I'm about to shut it down. Gotta go. Yes, I'm always tired. I have iron deficiency. Okay. Yeah. That could be what I was picking up on. You see that strength card? You need to get, like, take care of mind, body, spirit first. And watch this thing maybe transform, okay? Okay. Well, I think I'm gonna go. I really want to extend my appreciation to everybody who showed up. I will try to do this every other week. Okay, I will try. These lives do take a lot out of me, but it's my way of giving back because I understand my prices are kind of high. I understand, but you know, it is what it is. It's my time, it's my energy. Again, thank you to everybody who showed up. Let's make sure that nobody has booked. If you booked, you might want to say something in the chat before I leave, because I will have to refund you if I leave. Nobody's booked, right? I'm going to give you like 10 seconds to say something if you did. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, guys. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful weekend. You take care.